Hello and greetings everyone. I am glad you guys could have made it because we have right now 52. 52 was a year-long running comic series by DC around 2006. And it basically came off the heels of an amazing crisis. See, in DC Comics, they use the word crisis to determine like big world-shaping events. And one of them that happened was Infinite Crisis. Infinite Crisis was a massive. Just. Oh, hello, Power Nelson. I remember 52 very well. Oh, Power Nelson, I'm glad to have you here. Yes, welcome. Although that might be a bit too far in the future for you. That's 2006. That's way farther than the 1980s. Yes, glad to have you here, Power Nelson. I love your streams. It's really fun seeing the public domain heroes being used well because there's a ton of those really awesome just heroes that are just like no one owns them, so they can be used for anything. See, I'm always in the future, and I'm always from 1982. Ah, good. Thank you for the explanation. I can be a bit of a rotten egg, not much of an egghead. So the yolk in there is not always screwed on straight. But yes, glad to have you. So yes, what happened is Infinite Crisis. Well, there was Identity Crisis before that, some Omax. Well, anyways, previously before this, what happened is very simple. Maxwell Lord, known as the Black King, took over this government agency known as Checkmate. And that Checkmate had been gathering information on the superheroes with the help of, well, of course, Batman's robot, Brother Eye. See, Batman during this time period was a bit paranoid. He's like, well, what if I just spied on everything? And so now, Maxwell Lord had taken over that robot and was using it for sinister purposes. So Maxwell Lord was this guy who had minor telepathy, mind control, all that kind of stuff. And what happened is Maxwell Lord took over Superman's mind, and he used Superman to beat up, Batman, beat up Wonder Woman. He basically tricked Superman to think, oh no, Lois Lane's dead, and Doomsday killed her, and so he made basically Superman see everybody as Doomsday. And so what happened was Wonder Woman was like, okay, we have to stop Maxwell Lord. We have to stop him. And so she used her last of truth to force us like, hey guy, how do we stop you? And he's like, well, you have to kill me. So Wonder Woman did just that. She snapped his neck live on TV. And in doing that, she kinda gave herself and heroes a very bad name. The real snap, yes. Power Nelson, Wonder Woman hates necks. This is kind of where I think this is like one of the places where it's basically like where the neck snap, where the joke about Wonder Woman hating necks started from. See, it seems like no matter the comic, whenever Wonder Woman goes for the kill, Wonder Woman just decides to, cut the neck off, snap the neck, break the neck, just anything neck related, Wonder Woman goes for the kill that way. And, well, with Maxwell's death, that kind of caused heroes to be seen in a lesser light. Well, in fact, another thing that happened because of that is the previous inhabitants of the multiverse saw this happen. See, for a while there was infinite multiverse, infinite Earths. There was like Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3, so on and so forth. Just infinite Earths. And then there's a crisis that turned those infinite Earths into just one Earth. But some of the inhabitants of those previous Earths survived the crisis and were watching the DC universe, and saying, hey, it's getting dark. People are killing each other. What if we just, what if we took over the world, but instead of being bad guys, we took over the world and made it better? And so, we have Infinite Crisis going on. See, this Infinite Crisis shocked the universe to its core. And in fact, during that crisis, Superboy died while fighting Superboy Prime. See, Prime was from an alternate dimension. It's like, hey, Superboy, you suck. I'm Superboy. I should take your place in the world. And so they fought, and turns out the regular Superboy wasn't as strong as Prime, and Prime's like, he's Prime, he's the best. He killed him. Well, he killed him, but in doing so, Superboy from that Earth he basically stopped the rampaging Prime, and they made sure that it's like, okay, we can save the Earth. But that didn't put Prime down for good. And what happened is, it took Superman himself, Clark Kent, to take Prime, fly him through Krypton's red sun, and depower Superboy, and also himself. And so now, we have Clark Kent, Superman, with no powers. We have Wonder Woman seen as a murderer and a bad person, and Batman who's like, oh wait, this all started because one second, one second, sorry about this. My egg dog is barking. I wanted to. What's that? Oh, buddy. I am back. I am sorry about that. All these memories rushing back to my head. Infinite Crisis was a trip. Power Nelson, I'm glad to have another comics fan here. I got into comics rather late. The Super Ultra Vision Superman robot. Was that? If you're talking about a Superman robot, I'm reminded of Cosmic Armor one from Final Crisis. I got into comics rather late. In fact, I believe my first comics were like Forever Evil, 52 stuff. Hello, Pig. Welcome. Morning. Yes, we were just into the talking about the Oh, that's right. It was Final Crisis. Yep, Final Crisis. Final Crisis. Now that is a trip. I mean, Countdown to Final Crisis was a terrible comic, but is this the first issue? It is. Actually, right now, Pig, I'm doing a bit of the, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm talking about the setup. What caused this to happen? So anyways, what happened was Wonder Woman killed somebody on TV, and that made her look bad, so she's like, oh, I need to go on a soul searching. But the reason she had to kill somebody was because Batman's robots he made got taken over. So Batman's like, wait, maybe I'm being too paranoid, and so Batman's like, well, if I'm being too paranoid, I need to go take a break and try to figure out how to be a crime fighter again. And Superman himself lost his powers fighting the guy who took over the robots. So pretty much, this Earth has one woman in hiding. Well, not in hiding. Wonder Woman's like on a trip of self-reflection, soul searching. We have Batman who's trying to retrace his steps and basically redo his early days. He's like, well, when my parents died, I trained to become Batman. Well, I've been too paranoid. What if I retrain to be Batman? Just take my steps again, retrace my steps, and So this is the No Big 3 comic. No Big 3. There's no Superman. There's no Wonder Woman. There's no Batman. They're all out of the picture. Kinda. You'll see. So yes, and Superman has no powers. He went through a red sun to save the day, but in doing so, he lost his powers, and now it's like, well, there's no Superman. There's Clark Kent though. So we have Clark Kent being a husband and journalist, and so the crisis was over, and all the chaos on New Earth was pretty much taken care of. But now it's all starting once more, and there's no champion. The champions are gone. There's no Superman. There's no Batman. There's no Wonder Woman. But there are still heroes, and now we'll see those heroes thusly. Hello, and welcome to 52, Week 1. It all begins here. Here we have, basically, Superboy Prime punched reality. And here's the bits of reality just like slowly coming together. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Hold down. Okay. Here we have reality congealing and Earth. Week 1, day 1. Ralph, you're breaking up. That obvious? Yeah, reception stinks everywhere today. Not quite that But it's great to hear your voice because Green Lantern heard the Secret Society of Evil tore through pretty hard through Opal City. Did they do much damage? Ralph, what happened? Ugh. Superheroes, supervillains, throwing in the wrath of God coming down. Nah, man, I'm a Gothamite. I've seen it all. Earthquakes, plagues, poison in the reservoir, and I swear, I thought it was the end of the world last night. It was. Well, you find yourself with an empty bottle, Montoya? Funny guy, keep him coming. You heard about Bloodhaven, right? My sister had family there. They say Superman. Who lived through this? We are not yet certain, Monsieur Steel. We are grateful for the search and assist. This was my son's school. I have not seen him since Monday. Yes, we see the remnants of Superboy Prime and Luthor Jr.'s, all the crisis, the remnants. So the first week will start off with basically what's left after this crisis, after the deaths. Because there were many deaths. Week 1, day 2. They say the JSA... Super Chad Prime. Super Chad Prime. Nelson, you're not wrong. Prime had a very good... He's an interesting character. He's had his character arc, and in fact, I believe the Death Metal comic from last year was great. Yes, let's keep reading. They say the JSA and the Titans are digging out the East Coast. Ralph, in the meantime, rumor is flying around much more quickly than actual information. No one's seen the Flash at all. Batgirl was reported in Houston and in Toronto. Actually, probably neither. But you have heard for sure didn't make it out. You have heard for sure who didn't make it out, right? Right? Superboy. That's such a crying shame, you ask me. A kid too. Saved my brother from the Joker once. You know, you might want to slow down there, Montoya. Or you could pour faster. We need a doctor over here. Give me the bullet. Multiple burns. Left leg is a tib fib fracture. Said someone with a bow and arrow saved him from an OMAC unit that may have gotten dusted. Has anyone seen Green Arrow? Week 1, Day 3. Is? Finally some good news. Finally some good news. But we still don't know about Adam Strange, right? Sue liked him. No, B. There wasn't much left of her. Our stuff. Mostly some of the weirder case souvenirs, pretty much. Pretty much all I have left. I have to go now, B. To the memorial service later this week in Metropolis. For everyone who died. Ugh. If the roads are open up, you wanna go? No, thanks. Had my share of funerals lately. 52 pickup. So yes, we've gotten to the cleanup part. We had to clean up, now we have to memorialize the dead. Week 1, Day 4. So the short of it is, after years and years of hitting and running, all the supervillains, and I mean all of them, teamed up, declared all-out war on the White Hats, picked us off in 2s and 3s, before mounting an attack the likes of which should by all rights ripped this planet in half. So basically, we came back from the brink of annihilation? Well, you know when you put it like that, no wonder we're pretty much exhausted. But the danger's past, right? The good guys won. We're all fine. Yep. And we're safe again. Relatively speaking. Okay, so when do things go back to normal? Week 1, Day 5. Look up in the sky! It's a bird! It's a plane! No, it is Booster Gold. Booster Gold, ladies and gentlemen, he's from the future. How cool is that? And even though Booster's way too modest to say it, I'm not ashamed to speak up and tell you this man is the fresh new face of superheroics. What the swear is all this? You flaming gala, huh? Picking on me? I didn't even know I was gonna nick those diamonds until I did it. Spur of the moment. So how'd you get the setup on me so quick? Call it an insider tip, Mammoth. Boys and girls and corporate sponsors, if the day needs saving, Booster Gold's your guy. And in an uncertain world, it is good to know there are still some things you can always rely on. Yes, Nelson, Booster Gold. He is one of my favorite heroes, and I'm glad to have him in this. Oh, bam! Sir? I see it, Skeets. Photo op deluxe. Hey there, little lady. What's up? My brother said Wonder Woman was dead. He said she's gone and she's never coming back. Is that right? Well, I've seen the future and happen to know Wonder Woman's fine. They're all fine. Now step aside, kids. Terrific takedown, sir. You're a real hero. Thanks, Mammoth. Thanks. Mammoth here. Skeets, he's the one who kept it from being a dull afternoon. Nothing to see here, folks. Just doing my job. Now if you'll excuse me. Sometimes, even superheroes get thirsty. Drink Soda Cola. Brought to you by Soda Cola. This saving? Sometimes you need a drink. Yes, we have advertisements now. Ixnay on the Grin Boost. My history files show the city's still in shock over Superboy. Better? Way. Booster! Booster, look this way! Look this way! What's your reaction on the death of the Boy of Steel? I'm sorry. Must be something in my eye. Sir, that's poetry. He's... Booster Gold is very much a smug prick, but I love him for that. You know, technically, sir, I'm the one holding all this historical data from this era. I can't even get you to read the files. And that's why we make such a great team. A couple of refugees from the 25th century come back to the heroic age, armed only with the future weaponry, charm, and every headline for the next half millennium. I wish I could have told that little girl back there what tomorrow is, my big day. I may have flunked 21st century history, among your many accomplishments, sir. But even I know that tomorrow is the defining moment of the century, and I'm gonna be a part of it. The speech of hope and unity that Superman delivers will be taught in civic classes for the next 500 years. And that photo of him, Batman, and Wonder Woman as they announce the new Justice League, famous. Olsen gets a howitzer for it. Pulitzer, sir. Whatever. The dawn of this century is JLA, and they're gonna ask me to join, aren't they? Come on, you can tell me. I already have, sir. So tell me again, make me smile. Skeets, being a member of the greatest Justice League ever. Let's work out how my sponsors. Let's work out how much my sponsors will pay for that kind of placement. First things first, sir. My records show that there's a shipyard disaster across town that you're due to stop in exactly 7 minutes. Heroes must be punctual, sir. If nothing else. My beer, lit beer, denture cream. Yes, all those advertisements. Booster Gold is, if not else, making money. You have 2 voice messages. Message 1. Ralph, it's B. Call me when you get this, okay? I worry about you. I know you're kind of made a point of avoiding sporting through the house since Sue died, and now you don't have any choice. And, well, that has to be tough. The memorial's tomorrow, which is good because I don't imagine we'll have a definitive roll call of who's still around until we're all in one place. But we all want to see you come by, okay? We miss her too, Ralph. We miss her too. Beep. Message 2. Mr. Dibney, this is Elysium Mortuary. We're the ones who handled your wife's funeral arrangements. Sir, we don't know how to tell you this, but the cemetery called, and they say they found a message on Mrs. Dibney's tombstone. Natasha, set it down, young lady. Uncle John, now. Come on, Uncle John, I'm gonna be late for the Titans. Something's wrong with the Something's wrong with the audio in one of our helmets here, and I don't think it's mine. There's 800 tons of debris that still needs clearing, and most of a city that needs our help. You don't turn your back on that. It's the Teen Titans. They're not a bunch of wannabes. God, Superboy gave his life for us. That's my point. You want something you don't deserve. Not yet. I do deserve it. Damn it, why won't you let me do this? Hello, Sardinier. Welcome. We've just been about midway through the comic. We've gotten to the point where Steel, Superman's ally, is scolding his niece. Because this isn't about grabbing a costume or someone giving you powers. It's about you, what you make of yourself. It's about what you earn and using that to help others. Yeah? Well, I've earned this. It's my armor, my life. I'll do what I want. No, it's the armor I gave you. And it's clear to me you haven't earned it. Hey, what are you doing? It's all locking up. Ba-ba-ba-deep. No, what are you doing? There are people out there doing more with far less than that. You want armor? Build it yourself. You can start working on it when you get home. In my attempt to protect our homeland, I turned my back on the rest of the world, and I suffered for it. I witnessed the true evil that lives within so many, and I realized that Kondak must teach the world how to deal with it. We have a mission. I will be your ambassador of justice. I will lead the world by example, and I will spread our new gospel. May the gods be with us, because they will not stand a chance against us. You are no messenger, Black Adam. You and all the conduct are heretics, powered by lies. My people refuse your wisdom? Whoosh. Boom! Rip! Scrap, and there goes the arm. You have three more chances to tell me who sent you. Black Adam does not take anyone's crap. He will protect his nation if it means killing others. He's a true king. He's royalty. Week 1, day 6. Oh no, this is no fun to watch. Where's Captain Marvel? Gathering since early this morning in Metropolis, thousands are expected to show up for today's event. Black Adam is much too serious for me. And now, he thinks he can change the world? Ha! Magic doesn't change the world, science does. Science beats magic. Isn't that right, my little friend? Ba-boom! Dr. Savannah? What? Who are you? What do you want? You. We now take you live to Metropolis, where more arriving in the city park every day. I see them. There's a big bright light in the sky. It's Ray, you made it. You're okay. Sure I did, Canary. Sorry to hear about the rest of the freedom fighters. The Society of Evil really ripped through us, Arrow. We still can't find Uncle Sam. I heard a rumor about Jade. I feel so bad for Alan. No man should have to lose his own daughter. Yeah, Lala's doing fine. He and Linda are just taking some time away. You should see how big the twins are getting. Although, they're kind of annoying. Ugh. You're not interested in being the next Flash, huh? Let Jay fill the boots again. My speed's gone, Wildcat. I just wish I'd been fast enough to save Connor. We all do, Bart. We all do. You can let go, B. Not yet, John. Didn't you say Ralph would be here? Looks like a lot of people are getting accounted for. It's nice. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are due to begin in less than a minute, sir. I'd suggest you working your way to the stage. Yeah, of course we saved the world. Come on now, we've got Wonder Woman back on our side. Assume Superman's going to give the eulogy. He has to. And then probably some big rah-rah speech about peace and brotherhood and all that crap. You're the one who brought the camera, guy. So, where are Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman? They'll be here. Just relax, kid. They'll be here. 3 seconds to the big moment, sir. 2, 1. Ta-da! Wait. What? Where is everybody? What's he doing? Announcing himself. He would. Where are they, Skeets? They should 1001001 be here, sir. This time 01010. It's 4:32 and I don't see them anywhere. Booster, a little decorum, please. No, you don't understand, John. Skeets, check the records again. I'm processing them at terabytes pico 100 seconds, sir. They are all indicate 000 8 a 4:30 per appearance, sir. 4:35 and counting. Skeets, your clock is off. Atomic time, sir. Something's wrong. Wrong. Something's wrong. Skeets! Booster, will you settle down? No! You don't understand! Where are they? Where the hell are they? Where are who, Booster? I'm talking about Superman and Batman, you chunkhead! Wonder Woman! The future depends on them! I know! I've seen it! Olsen! Booster! Take the picture, Olsen! Take the picture! They're here! They have to be here! This is your howitzer! Great Hanmir! He's out of control! Hold him! Where are they? Booster, They're not coming. What do you mean they're not coming? How the hell do you know? I just know. And I'm sorry. Daily Planet, Clark Kent. Week 1, Day 7. Somebody's removing Batman's signal from the sign. Sign from the signal. Checking the probe tank. And I wonder what that is. I can see you. I'm halfway through the door and calling out her name before I remember. Dee? There's no answer. Of course there's no answer. She's not coming back. 3 months, she's not coming back. Another partner out of my life. Christmas Allen, gone because Jim Corrigan put 4 bullets in his chest and walked on the crime. Renee, I don't know you anymore. I don't know what's happening to you, and I can't stay and watch you destroy yourself like this. I love you, and I always will. Daria. And Dee too, because I did everything I could to drive her away, except show her the door myself. Who are you trying to kid, Montoya? You're a coward. You couldn't kill Corrigan, and you can't. What the hell? Ah, for God's sake. It points up, you idiots. It points up. Damn morons. Are you ready? And that was issue 1 of 32. Not 32. Issue 1 of 52. Yes, my voice stage. Yes, Power Nelson, we have the question. And I love the question in this. The question is, for those of you that know Watchmen, you've heard of Rorschach, correct? If you know, Rorschach is based off of the question. See, what happened was, initially they wanted to use the Charlton Comics people. Okay, Charlton Comics was a comics company that DC bought and took their characters, and one of them was the question. And the question became, the question was supposed to be used for Watchmen, but instead he's like, well, DC's like, no, you can't use the question. We don't want you to do that. And so Rorschach's basically heavily inspired by the question. In fact, all the characters of Watchmen are based off of Charlton comic heroes, and you'll see some of those heroes in this. Serious, I'm remembering these comics now. Booster Gold and Question, 2 of my favorite heroes ever. Nelson, I love Booster Gold. Okay, the series he gets after 52 is so amazing. I love the 2007 Booster Gold series, or was it 2006? Either way, the 2000s Booster Gold series is so great. It's just such a great comic, and honestly, I'm still a bit annoyed at Flashpoint, New 52, all that stuff for stopping that series. I wish they didn't cancel it, because I mean, it was such a good comic with a great character. But then Flashpoint happened, and we had to have New 52 times, which I might have started reading during that time period itself. But I don't have that. I guess I don't have that major love for it. That makes it, yes, big resets mean big sales. True. We gotta reset every 10 years or so. In fact, that's something about this series I really liked is it's not a big reset, but it's such a good story using great characters. So yes, we start this off with Week 1 done. We basically have set the stage for everything. We've met all the main characters. We have Booster Gold, Renee Montoya on the question, Steel and his niece, and we also get to see a bit of Clark Kent and the other heroes. The other heroes are starting to just rebuild this. Oh, and Ralph Dibny. Ralph Dibny, the elongated man. He basically is a very stretchy guy. If you know, like, Fantastic Four or Plastic Man, he's one of those kind of guys who's just elastic, elongated. And in the previous crisis, well, not that previous one, the one before that, Identity Crisis, his wife died, and he is now reeling over this. So we get to see all these people just grieve after this in a way. There's a lot of grieving, there's a lot of moving forward. So we get to see everything that happens after the crisis, after the cleanup. Because one thing that happens during crises is like there's not much shown for the cleanup. Like for instance, if I recall, a recent one would be DC Metal. They handwrote the cleanup. I was like, oh yeah, some magic metal fixed everything in our little reboot thing. It's all fine. We rebuilt everything off panel. Whereas this, we actually see the rebuilding. And Black Adam. Black Adam is a number one of the big players in this. So what happens in 52 is we'll see all these characters have their own unique stories that will slowly converge into one big crescendo. The climax will happen. And one thing I'm gonna be happy is every week we'll see a bit further within these own personal stories. And I think the best way about doing this is I will make sure to before every stream, I will give a summary of the previous issues so we can catch new people up while also reminding people like what happened. Yes, we have a good stage ground. It's really cool because this doesn't have the big three. No Wonder Woman, no Batman, no Superman, just not even minor characters, like not even just the secondaries. We have some minor characters who weren't as well used in the time period, and now they're actually getting really good usage that made them popular to explode in some ways. I read it backwards. I read Booster Gold and then 52. So I read the series after this one of him before reading the one before it, which I mean, continuity is a thing about comics that makes them really amazing. I just love how comics have that continuity. It's great that there's really JLA folks do. Yes, really JLA, the JSA, JLA. I just love that. A lot of smaller players get cool roles. Exactly. I mean, the big characters are big for reasons. They're popular. People like them. But it's really nice seeing the smaller characters. People just don't get used a lot. I mean, my favorite Green Lantern, for instance, is Jessica Cruz. She's one of the she's not one of the main ones. She's not Hal. She's not Hal Jordan, so she's not in the main light. But she's one of my favorite Green Lanterns. So it's nice seeing like when they do big Green Lantern books, seeing like even the minor Green Lanterns get stuff. One second, let me And back. Sorry about that. But yes, no. This is very much a comic that gives the smaller people a chance to shine. And instead of being overshadowed by, oh, Batman's in the comic, he must save the day. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, if you have certain characters in comics, they basically have to take it over. Like, oh, if Batman's in the comic, he has to become Bat God, unfallible to have prep time and get everything done. Or Superman's in the comic, he has to be the unfallible Boy Scout that's just doesn't have the funness. Because Superman is awesome. Superman's a great character. When he's well written, and some people think, oh, he has no weaknesses. He's too strong. He's boring. No, Superman can be amazing. He be very much just down to earth, a personification of hope, showing that there's a chance that can always get better if you just keep trying. But sometimes they use Superman like in some comics. He's like, oh, he's just a flying dumb brick that doesn't do anything smart. Because anyways, Superman's really smart. I mean, sometimes. Yeah, you're on point. Exactly. Oh, and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is one person who has been... Okay, Kingdom Come is a classic comic that's really great. Kingdom Come is an Elseworlds that takes place in the future. It's like, okay, what would happen if like it was like 20 years from in the future of the DC comics and the stuff's going bad, like Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman are all kind of jaded and don't like the world, and it's all just... Kingdom Come's good. I like the comic, but one thing about Kingdom Come that I just hate is how it ruined Superwoman. It ruined Wonder Woman's character. It basically turned her from peace, love, and showing mankind that they don't have to be warful into hate men, kill necks, be mad and grumpy and all that stuff. Wonder Woman's characterization in Kingdom Come was great. It fit her, but it seems like people said, oh, Wonder Woman was popular in Kingdom Come. Let's make her regular personality like that, which. It's such a disconnect from how she is. Like, one thing that happens is, if you have well-written Wonder Woman solo books, she's really nice and great in those, but then you have them in a team book where she like just suddenly flips on a dime. It's kind of crazy. Like almost in Injustice, for instance, she's like the snake that poisons Superman to evil in Injustice in a way. So her characterization has been shot for like decades due to that. Not a fan of New 52 Wonder Woman. You know, I might have started reading during New 52, Nelson, but not really. Some of it was good, though. Or another example of a character being bad in a guest book, but good in their own book. Batman in a Wonder Woman book. For the series is like it was some Greek word, like Wonder Woman Hecaritera, where Batman just like is out of character, like an asshole in that. I mean, Batman's an asshole, but he was like a different kind of asshole in that one, so it wasn't really fitting. So it's not really fun when characters are just not written well. Which I mean, that's gonna happen because so many writers exist, and in comic books, sometimes you're like, okay, I want my character written. I have a favorite character and I want them written, but it's like, oh, is it better to have a character fade into obscurity or be written so poorly that people don't like them anymore? That's always kind of a balancing act. So yes, I did have some issues where it's like like for instance, Wonder Woman and Superman. For some reason, people like to treat Wonder Woman's like, oh, Wonder Woman hates Clark Kent and loves Superman. She wants Superman to act like a god for some reason, and she's written like that often. It's like it's so very baffling. Like, oh, like why should Wonder Woman like be so like just mean and like it's like why do you like make Wonder Woman like so aggressive to Clark? Like, oh, Superman, stop being Clark Kent, be Superman all the time. It's like what's with that writing? Anyways, yes, I do like this book because it doesn't let that happen. We don't have Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman just taking the stage. They're not hogging the spotlight. It gets to be shared amongst everybody in this, so we get to see awesome things. Along with this, I really like how they've used some of the like the lesser characters. Like it's really cool seeing Dr. Sivana again. Sivana is great, and they're not done introducing characters. There will be some more in the future, and one of them is gonna be my favorite. Spoilers, but you guys know the Metal Men. If you don't know the Metal Men, they're basically metal. They're basically robots that are each metal. Like you have gold, platinum, etc., etc. And we get a really great. We don't have them exactly in this, but we have their creator in it, and the creator itself has a really great story to himself. I love seeing the creator of the Metal Men. In fact, Dan Didio has his issues. I think that's who it. Dan Didio, Edelman. Did he write that one? I believe he did write that one. Yeah. Yeah, it was him. Yeah. Didio. I'm bad with names. He was a editor, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of his editorial reign, but he did have some good issues. He had some good things. Didio. Thank you, Power Nelson. I am terrible with names. Didio, yes. I really loved his Metal Men comic. Metal Men was really good. And Sideways. Oh yes, Sideways. Sideways was a new character from like 2018. Sideways, one of my favorite new characters. I love him. He's good. He's basically DC's Peter Parker, but less. He's instead of with great power comes great responsibility. It's more like with great power comes a great pain in the butt. Sideways was a really cool character. He has basically he opens portals. He thinks with portals. He instead of having a portal gun, he makes a terror in reality and can portal through it. He was one of my favorite new characters. I mean, kind of sad he didn't get any more. Like he didn't get more comics. He just had his like one issue, and then like he shows up in like cameos. He cameoed in Metal Men, for instance, but like Dan Didio was not a great editorial. I mean, some of his things were bad. I don't know why he hated legacy characters, like his stuff with the Flash and all that stuff. Anyways, sometimes people can be annoying editors but great writers and creators, and that's one thing I really like about this, because like in comics, you follow characters, you follow writers, you follow artists. And an example of artists is Kenneth Rocafort. Kenneth Rocafort is one of my favorite artists. I love how the guy draws eyes. He's drawn for a lot of my favorite comics. So it's really just cool, interesting how you can like look at a comic and follow so many different threads of it to learn. And it's just cool because there's continuity. Continuity can be a noose, it can be a hassle, it can constrain you, but it can also bring beauty, life, just creativity, just having all that interconnections. And so that's one thing I really love about comics in general, but DC, and I'm not a Marvel person per se. I don't read them often. They do their thing. I'm appreciative, but I just don't have a connection to them. Probably because I didn't grow up on those cartoons. I watched like Brave and the Bold, some of the Batman stuff. Batman Brave and the Bold is so great. Brave and the Bold it shows off a lot of the lesser known characters in that cartoon. That's what I loved about it. So it's really got me into comics when I watched it. So that's just a wonderful thing. Same. Batman, Vtuber is amazing. Yes. Hello, Gail. She goes, Justice League was great too. Yes, Justice League Unlimited. Those were some really good ones as well. One thing DC does great is their animation. I love the animated stuff. Well, it was for a while. They had some poor animated movies. Like they based movies off of the New 52, and maybe that was a mistake. But like Justice League Dark Apocalypse War was just too gruesome, edgy, gore, violence, badness. It was just bad. But I mean, I'm glad they stopped it. They've done new movies now that are outside of the New 52. They're really good. There was that recent what's the name of it? It's a Batman one. I mean, Batman Dragon. It was Batman Soul of the Dragon. It was great. It was basically a kung fu movie with Batman in it, and Lady Shiva, Bronze Tiger, just all those really cool martial art people. Because one thing that DC has a lot of is it was surprising that a lot of martial artists. There's a lot of like circles in DC, like you have Magic DC, you have martial artist DC, scientist DC. You have a lot of just cool interconnection like circles that you can like follow. And so it was a good movie about the martial artists in DC with Lady Shiva. So I really like the modern movies. There was just a couple of days ago I watched the JSA World War II one. The JSA is great. They're not really used often because it's basically like JSA didn't exist for a while, but then Doomsday Clock remade them existing. Doomsday Clock was a nice event. I liked Doomsday Clock. Jones is he's some people don't like his writing, some people do. I'm on the fan of Geoff Jones. I like his writing. Geoff Jones. So yes, JSA World War II. That movie was pretty good. It was a bit curious. There was some creative in the story that I was unsure of, but it was very interesting. There was some good twists. I just like the modern comics. Oh, and Jones is okay. He needs a Wrangler. Oh yes, you're right, Nelson. Nelson, you're 100% right. He needs that Wrangler. If he goes on his own, he can be a bit. He can be a bit of a thing. Death Metal, for instance, the Death Metal, that event that happened. I liked it to a degree. If I took it more serious, I wouldn't like it as much. I think was that Snyder or Jones? I'm terrible at mixing comics up sometimes. Like, Snyder is also a guy that I'm okay with his stuff, but still, there's just some things can be too out there, just too dumb. I mean, you're talking about comics, like, comics can be dumb, of course, but no, it's about the quality of the writing, taking it serious enough, but also having levity, but also making sure that you don't go dumb. I know dumb's not very descriptive, but just comics, they have potential. That's something that they always do. They have potential. Like Batman Who Laughs. That's a fun character that was new. He has potential to be good. He can be used well, but he can also be used poorly, and often is. Yes, there are. Was that Snyder or Jones? Batman Who LMAOs. Yep, Snyder. Snyder, not Jones. Scott Snyder's a fun one. Used poorly enough to put his brain in Manhattan's body. Well, technically that wasn't Manhattan. That was a Bruce Wayne who became Manhattan. Well, did the experiment that became Manhattan. That was a dumb move. I understand why they did it. It was stupid, but I understand why they did it. Honestly, I wish they had found any other way to make that happen. Just like don't do that. So, I mean, sure, make LMAOs a giant, amazing, super god thing, but try anything else besides that. Maybe, I mean, at least by doing it that way, Nelson, they didn't tie it into the other, like, bigger lore. Like, they didn't have him taking Darkseid's powers and making tainting Darkseid with it. Oh, one good thing about Death Metal, though, it was really awesome seeing Superboy, Anti-Monitor, Darkseid, just... well, you're absolutely right. Funny enough, for Death Metal, the tie-in issues were great. Like, the Superboy Prime tie-in issue was amazing. I think that Superboy Prime issue for Death Metal was the best comic I had read all of that year. Which means saying that now out loud might be a bit sad. But that's just the state of comics sometimes. Comics are good, they're bad, they have their ups and downs. I think Future State was an interesting idea. I mean, Future State was basically, Didio's 5G concept, like, oh wait, he quit. We don't have to do 5G anymore. 5 generations. How about we instead of doing 5G, we just do this event that was like supposed to be 5G, but it's temporary and doesn't really matter. And then we have a Future State, and then we have Infinite Frontier, which is the newest big relaunch. And I've actually been keeping up with that a little bit. I like there's a Batman book in it. It's not even a comic book. It's an online one. It's The Dark Knight. I think it's The Dark Knight. Which one is it? All the Batman books are the same thing. If you took a hat, put Dark Knight, Batman, Gotham, and it just scrambled around, draw from a hat, you'd get a Batman title from it anyways. Because, Batman's just all dark, broody, night, bad, all that stuff. Anyways, there's some good comics recently. There was a, one that, the one I'm talking about now, I gotta find the name of it real quick. I really gotta find the name of it, because it's gonna eat me alive if I don't get the name of it. And Bat Dark, yeah. Well, I mean, we have Man Bat. Egg, you don't have a category set. Alaric, I couldn't find a category for this. I guess, would just chatting be it? I guess just chatting would be it. But thank you for that lyric. In the future I'll put it under just chatting. Just chatting, my bro. Yes, you're right. But yes, Legends of the Dark Knight. That's what I've been reading recently. And okay, so I'll put that on right now. Just chatting. I kind of forgot about just chatting as a concept. My bad. Thank you for that. Special events. Some people use the ladders for karaoke's or one-offs. Okay. Yes. Legends of the Dark Knight. I talked about this recently, but I saw a really funny thing from that. Look at that image up. From Legends of the Dark Knight. That's such a great name. Look at that up. Here we go. Do you guys? This is from Legends of the Dark Knight. I like dumb little references that comics can do. For instance, you have the time in Super Sons where you had Superman's son John Kent is a fan of anime. Yep, you have the casino. You have Superman's son likes Goku. Superman's son also likes Naruto. So yeah, you know that the whole dumb who wins, Superman or Goku? Well, Superman's son likes Goku, so I wonder who he would say. Oh. These like digital. Of course, Superman's son would be a weeb. Well, there was more weebery from Robin. Although, let me find that one. There's a really awesome page from the newest Robin series I gotta show off. You grab that comic page. Page. Go. Robin. Damian Wayne. Please tell me Superman's son takes Goku's side in that argument. Raku, he doesn't actually say anything of that yet, but he's just a fan of them. Although I would like to hear his side of it, because he is... I mean, the answer is obviously Superman due to BS reasons, because Superman. But yes, this is actually in a DC comic. Let me get the image up. I'm just gonna rename this just more A's on the file name. Okay, this is a page from a comic, a modern comic. Let me get this up. Where's it at? Okay, good. Adding images to the... Okay, there we go. Oop. DC Comics. This is a real DC comic page. Damian Wayne, Robin. He's reading some manga. Which, I mean, it's kind of funny, you know. This is even the best part about this comic is basically a tournament arc. You know, for like a anime where they have the tournament arc where it's everyone fighting each other and all that stuff. This comic is basically an anime tournament arc. And here we have... Okay, one regret I have for this. Please tell me they bring back Lord Deathman. Lord Deathman's the great. What's the... He's the skeleton, right? Oh yes, Lord Deathman. Actually, Nelson, I was reading a newer comic, and Lord Deathman was in it. Lord Deathman is basically a... Oh no, not Lord Deathman. Sorry. I was thinking the wrong skeleton guy. I was thinking of Bones. Sorry, get your hopes up. I was thinking of a different skeleton. I was thinking of Mr. Bones. I apologize. Too many skeleton guys. Lord Deathman, I think, is still... He doesn't die. What was his last appearance? I don't remember. I think it was in The Outsiders recently. I can't remember. Sorry. He had a few recent appearances in Batman Inc. Thank you. Batman Inc. No, the Bones guy I was thinking of was Director Bones. Director Bones is a skeleton guy like Lord Deathman, but he was in a current comic. He was basically... He was a supervillain, but then he became not a good guy. He became a government guy. So yes, we have a guy who just... Mr. Bones, you know, he's basically a skeleton in a suit. And Mr. Bones is in a recent comic, but yes. The one thing about this Robin page I'm not a fan of is I wish DC had gone the full mile and flipped the reading order. It's right to left, and I mean, it's left to right like modern comics. Villainy has never paid the bills. Yeah. So for this Robin page, I wish they would have done it the full way. We have to read it like a manga. We have to go right to left. But no, they had it the regular direction, which is lame. But I'm sure they would have confused readers that don't know manga. But I mean, who is that? Yes, Gail. Mr. Bones' Wild Ride. Director Bones' Wild Ride. In fact, let me find him. Mr. Bones is in a really good DC. Lex Luthor never seemed to have a problem paying the bills. Well, he is rich after all, but yes, let's find him. Where is it? Yes. Oh, I love this guy. Let me get the photo of him. Mr. Bones. Yes, he's like, being a villain sucks. Let's be a government man. Let's join the government. And so he's part of he's not on the same tier as Waller. He's just around. He's like a different organization as Waller. But yes, we have our boy Director Bones. He always just knows a bit about his most recent appearance was basically listening to tapes about heroes. He's like, oh, there's this like future stuff happening. There's alternate dimensions. Well, let's compile some. Let's get a dossier on them. Compile information. Yes, a smoking skeleton. Of course. Lex Luthor. I think you go from a guy that just wears a cape, has a giant cowl, to suit, tie, government man. What's your superhero? I'm a skeleton. Well, that sucks. Nelson, I think that is his powers, actually. I think, oh, yes. Oh, yes. His power is super strength, invisible skin, and cyanide skin. So, his skin's invisible, makes cyanide, you can't see it, but he got his bones. And it's really cool. He went from villain to hero. Well, hero to government. It's really interesting what people, when they take a villain and make them a hero. It's kind of cool to see how long it lasts. Like there was that year or so where Lex Luthor was a good guy, and Captain Cold was a good guy. Oh, Enigma, Edward Riddler. One second, let me sneeze. It's really cool. Or for a while they even had Two-Face as a hero. That was actually the Two-Face hero arc was after 52 as well. What happened was 52 happens. Then we have Face to Face, where for a while Batman was gone, Harvey Dent, Two-Face was being a superhero, like taking care of Gotham, being a good guy. But then some stuff happened, and then we have that story arc where he's like turns back to being bad. And I guess most recently would be Harley Quinn. She went to villain to anti-hero to hero. And we have a Punchline who's now in kind of like her spot. One thing I just really, Harley Quinn's been kind of like pushed very hard by DC, which fair enough. Some people like her. I don't dislike her. Punchline. Oh yes, Power Nelson. Punchline. Punchline is basically a college student that basically lives in a society. You know the Joker movie, We Live in a Society? Punchline goes full, we live in a society, and starts working with the Joker. Let me get a picture of her up, because that's just usually useful. There we go. So she's, let me get the photo of her up, sorry. One moment, where's Punchline at? There's Punchline, there's the girl. Show a picture, but not from that folder. Nelson, you think too poorly of me. I have no kind of that folder. This is Punchline. She was basically, she's like, oh, Harley Quinn, you suck. I'm gonna be the right hand woman now. And I think her current comic is what's she going on in current comics? I think she's a backup series in is it Detective Comics or Batman? Detective Comics now. Actually, Detective Comics have been really good. They introduced another new character in Detective Comics. It was Ghostmaker. Ghostmaker is basically Batman, but with swords and kills people. It's kind of funny. His whole arc was like, his Ghostmaker's whole arc was like, I'm you but better. And then Batman's like, well, I mean, pretty much Ghostmaker did the same path as Batman. He took the same training. They were rivals before Batman was Batman. They were basically a rivalry where like they kept trying to find people to teach them how to be heroes, and Ghostmaker kept trying to one-up him. And it's kind of funny. Like the whole arc was like, Batman, hot a what? Yeah, that's a Punchline. Daisuken. She's Joker's ally. Joker's like girlfriend kind of as well. Where is he at? We got Ghostmaker. Oh, I'm covering the chat. My bad. Sorry about that. My apologies for covering the chat. There we go. Chat's back up. Here we have Ghostmaker. It's kind of funny that the arc of introducing was like, hey, I'm Ghostmaker. I did the same training as you, Batman, but I actually kill people and do stuff. And like, I type of girl to do hot tub streams because it's ironic. Yeah, I could see that, Power Nelson. I could see that. She's very manipulative. Yes, we have Ghostmaker, who's like, his whole story is like, I'm Batman, but I kill people, and I know Batman's secret identity. So he's kind of like Hush, but like a quote unquote good guy. But the whole arc was like, hey, Batman, you should kill. I kill. You're too weak to kill. And then Batman's like, no, Ghostmaker, I'm so strong I don't kill. You take the easy way out. And Ghostmaker's like, wow, dang, you're right, Batman. I do take the easy way. I mean, I still kill anyways, but I want to show you I'm better than you by not killing harder than you not kill. So now in comics, Batman has a friend. His friend is this guy's like, yeah, he's my rival, but like, Hush, Anarchy, a bunch of other villains who are Batman but better, and they kill, but Batman wins anyways. Nelson, you're right, but this is a Batman better, who's also just kind of tsundere for Batman. We have basically Batman and Ghostmaker being tsundere for each other in a way. They're like, oh, it's kind of funny. I find it funny, like, they basically fought for like one arc just as an excuse to be friends. Like, oh yeah, we should just we should team up. It's cool, team up, live with each other in these like mini bat caves. Cause oh, Alfred's dead. I don't nice. So yes, we basically have a new supporting cast. It's kind of funny how big the roster of the Bat family gets. Because, I'll even pull up a picture of the Bat family, and it's not even the fullest picture, because there's new additions now, but... Like, look at this! Look at how many people Batman has as allies! The Dark Knight works alone. No, he doesn't. He has so many people helping him out. Actually, oh. So yes, it's really cool just seeing the Batman stories. Of the big three, Batman is the one I read the most, then Superman, and then a little bit of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's good, but she's just not always well written. Who's that yellow in the back? That is Duke Thomas, known as the Signal. He's a newer guy. I mean, he's not new now because we've had some more people. He's not well liked, not well used, not basically. What happened for Duke Thomas, the Signal, is the Joker killed his parents. Batman took him in for help. He's Robin, but not Robin. He was knockoff Robin for a while. He has like some superpowers. He's like one of the few metahumans that it was part of the Bat family. I think what's his powers name? It's like something light based. Duke. This shows how much people like about him because I don't really know about him much. What's his powers? Does it say? He's basically photokinetic vision. Yes, yeah, so Duke Thomas, he's there. People don't really care for him. He has photokinetic properties. Light. He does stuff, and I guess he exists, and that's about it. He's in the background shots for stuff, but yeah. Anyways, the Bat family's even bigger now. That's an older picture. I think that was from when he was added. In fact, who's all in that picture? It's just always great. And he was used recently. He was in the Outsiders for a while. And I think his most like recent thing was he was part of an Elseworlds, because DC, Marvel have these comics called What Ifs, and DC copied the same concept, but for the Dark Multiverse. Okay, and you know what a multiverse is, where you're like, oh, it's one Earth, and there's like other Earths that are like the Earth but parallel and different. Well, DC has the concept of a dark multiverse. It's like, what if it all went wrong? It's the bad end Earths. Bad end Earths live in the dark multiverse. They exist, they live, they die because they're unstable and they have bad ends. And DC, the DC as itself, it's basically a representation of comics, and good ideas thrive, so they live in the multiverse where bad ideas, bad comics live in the dark multiverse. They live and die. They're one-off jokes. They're one-offs, and one of them was basically what happened is he was in one of those dark multiverse comics where Tempus Fugit. Well, basically DC did their own version of like what ifs, where it's like, oh, what if some bad ends, and it was hosted by this guy from Sideways. Where's Tempest? There's a good image of Tempest. Also by Rockefort. Some Rockefort art is great. I love the way Rockefort draws eyes. Let me get the image of Tempest. Yes, instead, you know how Marvel has like the Beyonders, the Watchers, the Watcher, all that stuff. We had for a while we had Tempest. Good old Tempest till I guess he got killed by Duke Thomas. That's why this happened. Is a alternate version of Duke Thomas killed him, which I kind of sad for because I like this guy. He's just so silly looking. Yes, extraterrestrial being, keeper of time and space. It says villain, but he's not really a villain. See, his story is like this is his story. He's a like above dimension creature. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's like, wait, well, I have no purpose in life. What should I do? Well, I mean, I guess this is dark multiverse to the right of me, and the light multiverse, the correct multiverse to the left of me. I guess I should protect the barrier between them. He's like, he has no clue what he's doing, but he decides, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll do the right thing and be good. And that's just, I really like that concept. He's like, well, what do I do? I guess I have the staff. I can stop the dark multiverse from seeping in. Might as well do that. This is really cool. He had no one to really teach him, no one to tell him what to do. But he's like, you know what? I'll do it myself. So he took matters into his own hands. And so I kind of saw that he died, but he hosted the what if events, like dark multiverse. Oh, Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Let me get that up. Tales. The Tales from the Dark Multiverse was really good. They did like what if Flashpoint went wrong, or what if Infinite Crisis went, well, not what if Infinite Crisis went wrong. It's like what if the final days of the JSA went wrong. It was really cool seeing the what's the word I'm looking for? Seeing the alternate like Earths. Like it's pretty much like Elseworlds, but like bad ends. Which I mean that makes sense. And for a while there's a lot of actually let me get the there's actually one panel of the dark multiverse that I want to grab up. Actually, I might find if I just look for Batman Who Laughs. Batman LMAO, please help me. Batman Who Chuckles. Yes, he's not like Knuckles, he does chuckle. See, the Batman Who Laughs was a dark multiverse Batman who... Yes, it's the right one. Yeah, scroll down. Well, he's pretty much like, okay, Batman kills the Joker, and the Joker infects him to become the next Joker, and basically he's like kills everybody because, you know, Batman plus Joker equals like massive murder machine because, you know, he's the power of the Batman, but with the unpredictability of the Joker. Okay, here it is. Here's the image I'm looking for. It's really cool because, like, the Dark Multiverse concept is interesting. One thing I really liked is during the Sideways. Sideways was one of the new character I was talking about, who's like one of my favorites. He visited the Dark Multiverse for a while, and let's see. Here's some Dark Multiverse characters like Zombie Abin Sur, or Super Dark Side, or Cheetah Wonder Woman, and I guess is that Parasite Superman. So you can see a lot of interesting like takes on characters from it. Like, well, what the fuck? Yes, Power Nelson. The Dark Multiverse is basically Bad End. Oh, so Bad End. Well, Bad End DC, where stuff that can go wrong does go wrong. It has some good concept, but it's kind of like boring. Like, oh, it's going to be the bad end. And one thing I liked is first is Sideways. That's what I got on the topic. Sideways visited the Dark Multiverse, and a lot of the bad end Supermans he visited were, okay, you know, like the Silver Age, Golden Age, those silly Superman comics where, like, Superman becomes an ant, or Superman, or Jimmy Olsen becomes a werewolf. They took that concept and played with it as a like a serious thing. Sideways, Silver Age, Superman. Let me get that image up. Yeah, no, the Dark Multiverse is kind of cool. Sideways, Ant Superman. That'll probably get it up. Yeah, there we go. I got it. I got the image from CBR. Just keep hitting A's on my keyboard so I can get the image site. This, I'm really bad with the delinearity between silver and gold. I know Silver Age starts with the Flash 2, with Barry Flash coming on the stage with a Showcase. That was the name of the comic that basically you have the New Frontier, that also as well. Let's get up. See. So, like, this is kind of the Dark Multiverse where they took some of the concepts of, oh, we have a Porcupine Jimmy, or Negative Superman, or Werewolf Jimmy. And Sideways, they took that concept and they they modernized it to like, oh, this is a bad end Earth. This is what happened. Although in this case, it was more like there was actually a bunch of the bad end Superman come together, trying to like, well, we're not evil, but we have a bad end, and our worlds are just stable and breaking. What if we found a safe haven, a refugee for us? So it's kind of like the island of misfit toys. It's more like the island of misfit Superman characters. Or actually, there's a lot of good ones here. I'm gonna get the other page of it because what is that? What is that image up? Not this one. This one. Ah, no. Okay, let's get that one up. See, it's really cool just how much you can do with comics, because that's the beauty of it. There's 70 years of it. What a cool way to recycle this old concept. Yes, Raku, that is what I loved it. They're like, oh, let's take some old concepts, modernize them, recycle them. Actually, speaking of modernized, recycled concepts, that is one reason why I love All-Star Superman. Let's get this back up. There we go. You have giant brain Lois. When I say, just being a giant egghead, her brain grows legs. Or we have the time Superman became an ant. Well, now he's Ant-Man. Or we have the Centaur Comet. Well, now we have the Centaur Superman. Not the Superman, but just another way of recycling. Yes, but yes, Rocco, I love that. That's the great thing about just all the continuity. There's so much history built upon history. History built upon history, built upon history, built upon just history. It's all there, all to be reused, recycled. There's that concept of hyper time that Morrison loves to talk about. Oh, hyper time, where the only thing that's canon is what is good, what you remember as canon, what is used further. So it's really cool seeing just recycling stuff that is old but useful, and that's what I'm reading Friday is All-Star Superman, and that's what All-Star Superman does a lot of. All-Star Superman recycles these silly concepts and makes them into something bigger. Like they have Bizarro World, for instance, it's going to be in that comic, where we see Bizarro Superman and all the Bizarro creatures, or we get to see the time Superman shot mini Supermans out of his fingers. Superman shoots mini Superman. He did that, and in fact, what happened is Superman got so jealous of that he kind of killed his mini Superman. Yes, let me get that image up. I love that. Save image. Let's get that up. Let's go. So yeah, it's really cool seeing just you have the silly stuff, you have the cool stuff, and you can make it all what you want. That's the beauty of comics. You can do it's a medium. There's so much you can do with it. In fact, while I am very much so I'm a cape fan, there's stuff besides capes. There's horror, there's romance, there's just so much you can do with comics, and I really love how you can just the media is so great. Yeah, here, you had an idea. A shower of meteorites headed for Metropolis. One contains kryptonite. So you know what? It's fine if the kryptonite should destroy him, fine. Well, that's his luck. That's his tough luck. Yeah, I know. Stone Cold Superman's like, oh yeah, it's fine if the little guy dies. It's fine. So it's really cool how in All-Star Superman, this concept is reused in a more serious way, in a more meaningful manner. Instead of, just being, oh, Superman's a jerk and just gonna kill, just do stuff, let's see. Yes, Super Dickery is what it was called, because, those comics back then was like Superman burning Jimmy Olsen's present, or Superman and Batman forcing Robin and Olsen to dig their own graves. In a lot of ways, comic covers back then were clickbait. It's just always, it's hilarious like clickbait. Oh, I'm gonna get some water real quick, sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. So it's kind of cool how like the old one of the old comics that was a thing is it used to be if you had a gorilla on your comic page, it would sell on the cover. Put a gorilla on the cover, it sells. This is like during the height of like King Kong and all that stuff. Well, and so I was like, oh hey, I guess Monkey. Yes, Gail, people like Monkey, and that's why there's so many monkey characters in DC, like Gorilla Grodd, the Ultra Humanite, Monzel Mola. Truly a monkey is strongest. Yes. Well, Gorilla Grodd's a monkey that can read your mind. Let's see. DC ape characters. There's a lot of them. Oh, you have Bobo, Beppo the super monkey, Titano. There's a lot of monkeys. In fact, one of my favorite monkeys is this one. Let me save him. Mala. This monkey is oh, don't they have their own advanced city? Gorilla Boss of Gotham. Oh, there is Gorilla City. That's one of the places. That's where Grodd's from. Gorilla City. Where's the monkey? Oh, I need to sort my images real quick. That's fine. I'll do it later. This monkey is my favorite. This monkey. Okay, you see that? You see that thing he's holding in his hands? Not the gun. The other thing in his hands. Basically, the tube with the brain. That monkey is in love with that brain tube. Those two guys just love each other. They're great. I love them. Yes. So Mala and what's the? So there's hyper intelligent in DC. So yeah, we have Mala. Oh, okay. Yes, the Doom Patrol. That's always he's from there. Yes. Oh, I remember why I forgot the name of the brain. What's your power? A gun. Yes. No. The brain jar's name is Brain. You forgot. Yeah. I did say. I said they were. You forgot the Brain and Mala are gay. Well, yeah, they are. I just said those guys love each other. They are great. I love them. They're fun characters. There was recently a comic about Midnight and Apollo are is it Midnight or Midnighter? I think it's Apollo and Midnighter. They're Apollo and Midnighter are basically Batman and Superman but gay. I mean that's kind of like the best way. They're good characters. They have other stuff. They have good comics, but that's basically the quickest way of describing them to people is Batman and Superman but gay. And they had a good comic where it was them versus Brain and Mala for like one of their recent comics. Let me get a picture of them. They're actually good characters. I like them. Where are they at? Gosh, I'm saving everything to this one. There we go. Yes. So we have these two that they fought the Brain and the monkey for like one of the, I think it was like a Pride issue or something. It was a good issue though. I forgot about it. Yes, no, they're I think they're part of the Authority. I believe is their thing. But yes, there is a lot of interesting characters in DC. I just love. Apollo looks weird without the long hair. Yeah, I think this I think that's New 52-ish. I forgot when it was. They're really good characters. Yeah, you're right, Nelson. Apollo does look a bit weird. It's like the short hair. One thing Midnighter reminds me of is there's this there's this knockoff. It was an indie comic where it's like it was basically a Midnighter but white, and then it's like what if you took Batman's prep time and turned it to 1,000. So I just like how comic books have such weird characters. You have Monkey, you have what's another weird character I could think of? There's so many others. You have skeletons, monkeys, aliens. Cause aliens. Oh. Green Lanterns. I love the Green Lanterns, and Green Lanterns has the best aliens. Okay, in the Green Lantern Corps, there's a planet. A whole giant planet is a person. Or you have a sentient viruses, sentient volcano people heads. Let's get the volcano heads up. Green Lantern volcano head. He talks with eruptions. I just love that. Let's get the guy. So yes, I really do love just how wacky it can be. Let's get the guys. There we go. Let's get it up. Add the image. Well, I've added a lot of images. Oops. It's really cool just how much you can do with comics. It's a visual medium, so you can add a lot of okay, let's get that go. There we go. Yes, this is how this guy talks. He talks. He talks with eruptions. A living volcano. Because of course that makes sense. There's always just so much you can do with stuff. Creativity. This is Grant Morrison did this comic. I love Grant Morrison stuff. Grant Morrison is just like a wizard. There's always just such thing you can do with comics. You have a squirrel. Oh. Dexstar. You can have a cat. This is a good kitty. This is a good kitty. Let me get the good kitty. Wait, is it only his head that's a volcano? Rocco, I mean, he's got like a rocky body, but yes, his head is a volcano. Let's get Dex. Or, you know, you have a volcano, or if you go for a Red Lantern, Red Lantern's... My favorite shield is the living equation. Yes, Nelson, his equation is the equation for willpower. I mean, it's kind of funny. In DC, math is powerful. You have the anti-life equation. You have... actually, here, I'll get the good kitty up first. Here is Dexstar. He is angry. Yes. Living equation. Okay. Green Lantern equation. Math equation. Yes. This guy's just sentient math, because, you know, of course the math is sentient. Let me get that up. Math is powerful. You have the anti-life equation, the life equation. You have Dr. Savannah walking through walls using math. In fact, I'm gonna get that math one up as well. I believe I saved it. Yes. Here is math. Here's some math. You know, that makes sense. That has numbers. God, I love that panel. Yeah, yes. I tweeted it out earlier because what happened was I was reading some of the 52 to get ready for today's reading, and I saw Savannah, and I was like, oh, I love Savannah. Oh, speaking of Savannah, he was walk walls. Here we go. Save it. Yes, Dr. Savannah is great. You guys remember the Shazam movie? Okay, DC's live-action movies have been terrible, but that movie was good. I liked that movie. Yes, here we have, this is what you do when you if there's ever a wall in your life, this is what you do. You say that out loud, and you walk through that wall. It's such a great panel. I just love how Savannah is one of the best scientists in DC. But people don't really, they think about Lex Luthor. But no, Savannah. Savannah's the cool guy. He's such a great, he's just so, he's like, oh, I know a reason, I'll stay in jail. Wait, I have a reason to leave jail. Let's leave. Yes, the Shazam movie was really good. Like, DC has been on a hit and miss. Like, oh, you have the Snyder Cut, you have Justice League, you have Man of Steel, you have Justice League, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, because, you know, that had to be made. Martha, oh no, Martha, save Martha. Yeah, no, Marvel has live action better, but I like the Shazam movie. It was good. But yes, DC has really good movies. Actually, I want to say. What? I think I'm gonna go for about 8 more minutes, take a quick little break, and then at the next hour, I'll do a Gorilla FTL stream, just so I can rest my voice and do all that stuff. But yes, comics just are so wonderful. There's always something fun, and I mean, one thing about comics you have to learn is just finding. Actually, I thought of an equation, like anti-life equation. Let's get that up. Because, you know, where is it at? Where's it? There we go. There's the anti-life equation. You can't really end off without this one, because, you know, that's the big equation to end all equations in DC. I guess there's the life equation, which is like the opposite, but Darkseid is a really cool character. I like Darkseid. He's a fun guy. Yes, loneliness plus alienation plus fear plus despair plus self-worth divided by mockery divided by condemnation divided by misunderstanding times guilt times shame times failure times judgment, where n equals y, where y equals hope, and where n equals folly, hope equals folly, love equals lies, life equals death, self equals Darkseid. Oh god, I read it. Now I don't want to live. Oh no, oh no. It's out there. I liked how, speaking of the anti-life equation, let's add this image. Now I don't want to live. No, you don't live. You die for Darkseid. Die for Darkseid. Doesn't it make people slaves or something stupid like that? It does. It basically condemns you to being Darkseid's puppet. But what's it? But yes, Gail, you're right, it does that. But I liked how it was in the cartoon, where it's just this unknowable, like, fancy, like, fancy thing where Luther gave it away to make him go away. I love the cartoons. They're so great. It removes your will to live utterly. Yeah, it's anti-life. It's just, you know, why exist? Dominate the will. Yes, loneliness, alienation, fear. It's transcendental. Just dominate the will. The ultimate goal of Darkseid. I love his name. Darkseid's just such a. It's so silly. It's Dark Seide instead of Side. And it might be one of those silly old names, but like Kirby and all that stuff made it great. Man, it's kind of funny how Thanos is based off of Darkseid. Well, kind of. See, what happened was, let me actually get Metron out there. Metron's a new god. The best villain was the android that grew so powerful he just fucks off because he has evolved beyond petty nonsense. Amazo. The Amazo android is cool. I like how they used him. Let me get Metron. It's good enough. I think this is 52. It's fine. Metron's cool. Yes. Thanos was originally a Metron ripoff. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, oh, what happened was Marvel's like, okay, we see what DC is doing. Let's make a copy of that, but our version. Oh yeah, Metron. No, that's not Metron. Metron. Yeah, Metron. And then like Marvel editor's like, wait, why are you ripping off this guy? He's a side character. If you're gonna rip him off, rip off the main guy. Rip off Darkseid. And so basically, you see how in the movie, Thanos had his chair. Well, the chair is basically based on Metron's chair, kind of. It's that concept. It was originally Metron. Like, okay, what if we just add Darkseid to this because Darkseid's better? And now we have, well, Thanos got his own characterization, his own original stuff, where he's his own character now. But that's kind of like where the parallels came from. It's like, okay, if you're gonna rip them off, rip off the good stuff. Don't rip off the bad stuff. Oh, speaking of rip-offs, you have Deadpool, Deathstroke, Red Tool. Red Tool is a recent ripoff. It's a basically imagine Deadpool but tool puns, and his name is Wade Wilkins instead of Wade Wilson. He was in the Harley Quinn book, a recent one, and so it's kind of silly. Let's get him up. Yeah. He speaks in like buzzsaws and stuff. Like all his text boxes are the same, perfectly balanced as all things should be. Yeah, is that it? Yeah. Ultra Science Chair. Exactly. I mean, what are you gonna do with an Ultra Science Chair? Let's. There it is. There's the image. Red Tool. So yes. Oh yeah, you have Deadshot, Bullseye. I love how DC and Marvel rip each other off. It's really cool to see how much they innovate from each other. Actually, where's Red Tool? Is Red Tool. So yes. He wasn't really that well used or widely used, but yes, here is DC's Deadpool. He speaks in saws and hammers and tools. I just find the concept kind of dumb, but you know it was a fun dumb. Actually, the DC Marvel rip-offs. That's a good way to find stuff. Yeah. Here we go. DC had their own Hulk ripoff, Brimstone. They had their own Fantastic Four, which is the Terrifics, and the Terrifics was actually really good. It had a lot of good characters. It had Morpho, Wazo, Fair Play. Oh god, let me get that image up though. Look at that image up. Image up. Yes, Brimstone's kind of cool. Actually, Curse of Brimstone. Let's. Yeah, you know some ripoffs. That's cool. Yeah, the Fantastic Four. You have Hulk. Actually, Curse of Brimstone. From what I recall, that one ended. Sorry, I'm looking for like a specific panel. Yes, Brim. Curse of Brimstone ended where it went from Hulk to Lady Hulk, pretty much. Although in this case it's Brimstone to Lady Brimstone. Where is that? That was a good comic. Basically, Curse of Brimstone was basically like a fighting comic where like Brimstone, like Hulk just kept, DC's Hulk just kept fighting people, but then it ended where the curse got passed on to someone else. So yes, we have that. This is now the current Brimstone. So yes, It's been about an hour and a half. I will take a short, maybe 30-minute break or so, just to, get some food in me, get some relaxation. Nelson, I see you have your own kind of characters. You do you, man. I am not that kind of person for comic book characters. I like them. They're cool. Some do have attractive designs, but I mean, like, not like that. I must say so, Egg, after all. She's pretty hot, yes. She's flaming. So yes, I like how they did that. Flame, yes. Let me just clear up the screens a bit. Yes, thank you everyone for coming. I'm glad you could be here. Friday will be All-Star Superman issues 4 through 6. Then next Monday, in 1 week, will be week 2 of 52. I hope you can join me for this whole year, because 52 is such a blast. Oh, let me find someone to raid first. I'll find someone to raid, and then I'll stream again. Should I wait to... Nah, that'll be fine. Alright. Who to do? I got an idea. We're going to raid a pumpkin. And then... raid... Pumpino. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you enjoy Pumpino. I'll take my break. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, Raku Gozu. Thank you. And let's go.